You and I would translate it in modern English as either variety or diversity. Okay? Lots of different kinds. But the truth is, the most accurate translation is polka dots. It's the polka dots of temptation and trials. Many different sizes, many different shapes and colors. So you and I are being attacked by polka dots. Okay, that's what he's saying. These trials are coming to you. Not if they come, when they come. And so, being a believer in the sand trap does not make you immune to being in the hazard. If it was, everybody would be a believer. Man, if we were bulletproof and trial-proof, everybody would want to do this. But the fact is that we're like everybody else. And so these many different polka dots are coming your way. Alright? And here's the goal. The goal is to be able to face them no matter what size, what shape, what color, and to face them with a sense of joy because our lives are based on the truth. And I don't know if you have one of these blessed people in your life, these spiritual soothsayers that like to go around and predict things, you know? And let's say you're in a situation, you lost your job, and you got no money, and you got no groceries at home, and they're fixing to come take your car and turn your power off. And God bless this person who comes into your life, who wants to be your spiritual prophetess, and they say to you, so you think God caused this or allowed it? Can I just tell you the truth? I don't care. When I don't have food and they're turning the power off and getting in the car, I don't care whether God caused it or allowed it. And I realize I'm the only one who thinks that way. No, we don't care. And the truth is, you got to get past it to look back to see how God was at work. Am I right? Okay? So when you're in the midst of it, and you're going to sit around and analyze, well, here's my checklist. If God did it, then it would be this, 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 and this. If God caused it, that would be Him. But if God allowed it, we did. No. Go find a job. That's what we're thinking, right? We just want food. And you've always got these well-meaning people who want to spiritualize everything. And I'm not sure that's always really helpful. Here's why. Because everybody has struggles. Every one of us. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter your nationality. It doesn't matter your political party. It doesn't matter your sexuality. It doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter what you own. It doesn't matter who you owe. The fact is we all have struggles every day. If you go through a day without a struggle, you were asleep all day. I'm serious, because we all have struggles, right? We all have things every day. Am I telling the truth? Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. 7 billion people on the planet, rich and poor, black and white, all in between. Everybody has a struggle. We all have one choice. Deal with it. That's our choice. No matter what your struggle is, deal with it. Because if you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you. Am I speaking the truth? You guys should be a lot more participatory at this point. Okay? Because I'm telling you the truth. The fact is, 7 billion people all have the same option. Deal with it. Doesn't matter what it is. Because if you don't deal with it, it is going to deal with you. Now here's the cool part. As believers, as followers, we have a second option. Not everybody has this option. We have the option to be able to look at it through the eyes of joy. And through the filter of joy. Because we know the truth. Those outside the faith, they don't know the end of the story. They don't know the subtle truths that give us that sense of peace and calm. You and I, facing the trials of many kinds, can look at the polka dots and go, it's okay, because I know that He walks with me. He talks with me. He tells me that I'm His own. We understand it because we get it. The folks outside the faith, they don't get it. So you know how they deal with it? They cope. That's it. They cope. And they medicate it. And they do all different kinds of things. They become dependent. And then they got codependency. They push it under the rug, pretend it's not there. They cope. Because they don't have the filter of joy to look at things through. The thing he says there is that it's the testing of your faith. Remember we talked about faith on Friend Day. The faith isn't just what we talk about or what we think or what we believe. It's what we do. Faith is something that we live out, even when it doesn't make sense. What James is saying is all these polka dots come into your life to test your faith. What is faith? Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we can't see. There's some pretty absolute words there. I am sure. That means I'm positive. The things that I hope for. What are we hoping for? Grace, forgiveness, eternity, heaven, goodness, joy, faith, peace, gentleness. Name them. We believe those things are true. Everything that we hope for, we believe that it's true. And we're certain that it's real. But PT, I can't see it. Yeah, you can't see gravity either, but you believe it. Am I right? Yeah. Faith is being sure of this mystical spiritual world that we believe that it's real, and we're certain. We're certain, and that's going to be tested. That is what is going to be tested. And here's the thing. We got this idea about this testing thing, that God wants to sit us in the corner and play the game with us, are you smarter than a 5th grade apostle, or whatever. And He wants to ask us questions that He can stump us, and that He can embarrass us, and that He can point out where we're wrong, or that we ought to be ashamed. And that's not what this means. God's not out there to try to pull one over your eyes and make you give the wrong answer so He can zap you. That's not the only definition or use of the word test. Test also means to exercise. It means to exercise your faith. Our faith needs to be stretched and contracted and stretched and contracted over and over and over again. Why? Because our faith has got to be strong to deal with the polka dots. Because they're coming in every shape and size and color from all around every day. So our faith has got to be strong. So it has to be exercised so that we can build up endurance. Because you and I are not in a 100-meter dash. We are in a marathon. This is one race. You don't want to be the hare. You want to be the tortoise. Okay? And we talked about this last night. The race to get to people. It's the race to win people because people matter. We have got to run this race. We all quit at the same time. It's when they put you in the box and put a rock on top of you or fry you and put you in an urn. That's when you're done running. And not until. And if you need to do either of those, see my wife. She can help you with that one. Little sales slug. The point is that it's a long, hard race. And our faith has to be exercised to make us stronger so that we can endure the polka dots. And so James is trying to say, dude, if you look at it from the right perspective, knowing that you've already got it, you've already got it figured out, you already know the end, you can endure it easier. And there's some of you that look at me like, dude, I've been living for Jesus for 40 years. I've tried to do the right things. I've tried to live the right way. I've tried to treat people right. But why is life so hard? This says, because your faith's not yet complete. I didn't write it. James did. He said the polka dots are coming so that your faith can be mature. And last week we said we're on a renovation, we're on a race to reach two groups of people. People that don't know Jesus yet and people that want to grow in their faith. And that's all of us because the polka dots keep coming. If you get to the point where no polka dots are coming, you're mature. But the fact is they're going to come every day. And you and I have got to find a way to deal with the polka dots. And so what's required on my part is growth. There's no option. It's grow up. Deal with it. I'll give you an example. 2 weeks ago, we did the spiritual gifts analysis. Remember that? And I tested real high in a couple things, and I tested 0 out of 16 in craftsmanship. You know why? Because I can't fix things. And you know what else? I really don't care to learn how. I don't care to learn how to do my bushes and that really cool, curly, cute thing like my wife wants me to. That's why they pay people to do it. And so I don't have to learn. That's not growing, is it? Earlier this summer, I drove around Orlando in the middle of the summer with no air conditioning. Okay? And I had a couple of you guys looked at it and you said, hey, I might be able to help you out. I went down here, I shouldn't tell you where I went, but it was Florida Tire and the Goodyear next to Sonny's. And I pulled in there and they looked at my car and they says $2,480 to fix it. I'm like, I guess I'm going to lose some weight. I drove that stupid car for 10 weeks in Florida with no air conditioning. And one day Jackie walks into me and she goes, I was talking to Dave, he's over in Europe somewhere. And she said, Dave said, have you checked the Freon? I'm like, no, you can't do that. And Jackie says, well, you can go get it.